The famous makeup artist Jeffree Star is now going all in on fighting against radical gender ideology. And I love it so much. Jeffree posted this video on TikTok and it went viral. Ever notice how dogs are only born male and female? And cutting their balls off doesn't make it a female. Right. That's the truth. And it's so easy to understand. It's so satisfying to see a man wearing a dress, a wig, a full face of makeup, having long nails, being all sassy while saying this controversial statement. Because Jeffree is debunking the idea of how it's only white, middle-aged, cis-straight men who vote for Trump who believes that there are only two genders, and you can't change your biological sex. Actually, most people on the planet believe in that. Because it's the truth. Just like most people believe that the grass is green and the sky is blue. It doesn't matter what your sexual orientation is, who you vote for. Facts are facts. Jeffree also made a comment about should the T be in the LGBT community acronym. And here's what he said.
LGB is separate from Q and T. It's two different things. So I don't know why it was all lumped together.
I feel like Q.
T and Q is not a duality. You understand that?
Yeah.
So why was it ever put on the end? To fulfill some weird void? I think it should be two separate things, respectfully. See, I think that people always take everything I say the wrong way because they want to.
Yeah.
But I think that LGB and Q and T should be separate. But y'all put it together for your political agenda, and now here we are. Yay!
Great. I love how honest he is. And notice how he's looking at his, what I assume, straight girlfriends, employees. I feel like he wants to have an open discussion about something a little bit taboo. And it's like he wants the women to know that they can be honest as well, no matter if what they say would be controversial. That's what I've been doing for years now, trying to give other people the permission to be honest about the trans queer debate. Because I can always tell that the regular, straight, politically correct person is afraid of offending me as a trans person, and they think that they're a lot more controversial than they actually are. When I say I believe in only two genders, children should not transition, I know I didn't change my biology, and all of it, the relief on their faces is so satisfying and it's so necessary. And when Jeffree says, why are trans people and gay people in the same community? We have nothing in common. It's not the same thing. I think most people wonder the same. He's saying what a lot of people are thinking. I think the reason why the T was added on the LGB back then is because most trans people used to identify as gay or a lesbian. So I do understand why trans people back then wanted to be a part of the LGBT community because it was the only community they could, resonate with. But things have of course changed, so maybe we should have that discussion again. But one thing is for sure, the QIA plus went to whatever. It's all fake. It's activism, not a valid sexual orientation. I found this interesting video of Jeffree talking about his childhood and how his mom handled his femininity. There's nothing to handle, but you know what I mean. Unfortunately, not all moms think that it's innocent and perfectly okay for their child to be androgynous, and they want them to transition instead. But here's what Jeffree experienced.
She didn't try to switch my fucking gender. Are you kidding me? I just don't understand how we've gotten here as a culture. I just don't understand it. My mother told me, play and makeup all you want. She didn't take it away. She didn't ground me. She didn't try to force me to play football. She let me be creative and figure out who I wanted to be. She never bought me women's clothing. She never took me to the doctor. She never tried to put me on medication. She never tried to do anything but be a loving parent. And look how I turned out.
Fucking rich and famous. So kudos to his mom. She did a great job. It's absolutely insane how some moms take their sons to the doctor just because the little boy wants to wear dresses from time to time, wants to walk in his mom's shoes, high heels. How can any loving mom out there see that as an illness? Think that there is something wrong with their son. I'm just confused because aren't the boys happy when they play with the dresses, the dolls? Why take the son to the doctor if he's happy? That's the opposite of what gender dysphoria is. And to state the obvious, a 3-year-old, let's say, cannot really deal with gender dysphoria. They can certainly not express their discomfort or even understand it. There's nothing wrong with a boy playing with dolls. There's nothing wrong with a girl who wants to climb trees instead of playing with dolls. It's not an illness. It's not. And I think any parent who disagrees with me is the one having an illness. So I think Jeffree's mom did the right thing. Of course. She didn't force him to be anything. She didn't force him to be masculine. She didn't force him to be feminine. She didn't force him to play with dolls or whatever. And she didn't force him to play football. I truly think that's the right thing to do as a parent. And I don't think there's any reason to freak out about your child being different. Plus, children go through phases all the time. So don't mess up your child and make them concerned just because you have some weird concerns that are not valid.
This new world where these people want to go into the women's bathroom with your guys' children, and we're gonna think that this is okay. You can be whoever the fuck you want to be, but this person, imagine you are a mother with children, and you're at Disneyland, and this thing comes in the women's restroom? Are you out of your mind? But I'm a woman, look, I'm wearing a dress. Huh? All my parents in the chat, do you want this person in the women's restroom? I don't, and I'm a male. And society is trying to make that acceptable. In what world was I born in? That is a grown man with a mustache telling Charlie that he wants to be called a she.
I think after Charlie Kirk's death, Jeffree especially is like, enough is enough. I'm gonna say what the fuck I want. You can call me transphobic, you can call me homophobic. This sick ideology needs to stop. You can feel it in his voice. He has talked about gender ideology in the past, but not that much, as far as I'm concerned. And now he's talking so much about it, and I'm really excited to see what he's gonna talk about in the future. And I think this is gonna make him more popular, believe it or not. I think he will lose a lot of followers. I also think he has.
What happened to you as a consequence of that going viral?
So about 100,000 people have unfollowed me this week for speaking about Charlie, the entire thing. I can't believe so many people in America are cheering and praising his death. It's honestly disgusting. But the good news is hundreds of thousands of more people have followed me and they're on the exact same page. So I don't care about the following. It's not about that. I just had to speak my mind.
That's how it works on social media. And that's also how it works when you say really smart things, when you spew facts instead of lies. I think he can change a lot of people's minds about this topic because he's a feminine. He's not actually that feminine when you think about it. He's a makeup artist. He wears wigs, women's clothing, and he's calling out his own community. If he can do it, then the regular straight woman, the regular politically correct man can also speak out. And again, that has been my goal since I started my YouTube channel. That's the reason why I'm here. If I, as a trans person, can say there's only two genders, It's impossible to change your biological sex. We should leave children alone and not give them puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones and surgeries. If I can say it as someone who's been through all of this, then no one technically needs to be afraid of saying the same things. I understand if you feel uncomfortable with being attacked for your beliefs. I get it. But understand that if trans people themselves can be called transphobic for telling the truth about their experiences, there's technically nothing to be afraid of. They don't have any power over you. They don't have any power over me. If you're a regular person speaking out against radical gender ideology, I can send you a list of all the things trans activists will scream at you or accuse you of. They're all saying the same things. They all use the same script. So once you know that, it doesn't really feel uncomfortable when they're confronting you. I love this side of Jeffree, and I truly hope he will continue spewing so many facts and not giving a fuck at the same time. It's so important. It's really what we need right now in society, in our culture. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you liked it. If you want to see more content like this, remember to hit subscribe and the notification bell. Let me know what you think. I cannot wait to read your comments down below. Peace out.